Hello, Carver, and I say hello, Carver, instead of hello, world, because this is for Carver's ears only. I'm standing here, as you can see, by YPAC, Young People's Alliance of Carver, a project that's near and dear to my heart. I think that this is the greatest idea to come out of Carver since I've lived here, and a lot of great ideas have come out of Carver. But this is to do with your kids. Now they want you to come up and sign up your kid to take part in the programs that are going to start May 12th. So they've kind of called us out like an emergency thing to let you know that the turnout yesterday was very, very poor. Very few people signed up their children. A lot of grandmothers here, which we love, which we adore, and they brought their kids and signed them up. But we want hundreds of people to come up here. Now the sign up today is between 3 and 6. Now it's today, and we're going to run this today, and we're doing it now, and it's a lot of work for Rich Goulart, the executive director of CCAT. But CCAT has volunteered to help get the people down here to sign up their kids. Now, I keep saying the same thing over and over again. There's going to be a sign-up tomorrow from 9 until noon. Bring your kids down. This is a worthwhile endeavor. They're your kids. But you know what? I feel like they're my kids, too. I feel responsible for them. I know what a youth center, which is what we used to call it in the old days, now they call it Young People's Alliance of Carver, which is fine. They're going to have programs here that you won't believe. We're going to show you a little bit of what they're going to do. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to get long-winded, but I think we're in a state of emergency here. I think we need to get some kids down here because these people are all set to go. The programs are ready, and we're going to go in and talk to Sarah Hewins, selectman, in just a few minutes. But again, please do your utmost to get down here between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock today, between 9 o'clock and noon tomorrow. That's 9 a.m. to 12 noon tomorrow. Bring your kids with you. Make it an outing. Buy them some ice cream. It's going to be nice weather. Come on, let's get going. All right, let's go inside YPAC and show you just a little bit of what's going on in there. Talk to Sarah Hewins. She can enlighten you just a little bit more. I'm here to coax you into coming today and tomorrow to sign up your kids. I'd like to see, you know, we asked you to come out and vote, and you know what happened? You did. It wasn't as big as I'd like it. I'd like 100%. That's never going to happen. But we got a percentage that's pretty good. So I have to say, you love me enough to come out for that. Love me even a little bit more, and love your kids, because this is a great program, I think. All right, let's go inside. Here we are in the arts and crafts room, am I right?
You are right.
And I'm standing here with the lovely, the intelligent, the exuberant, the Sarah Hewins. Let's get through with all the baloney. It's Sarah Hewins, your selectman, and she's an officer here at YPAC.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm on the board of directors, actually.
On the board of directors here at YPAC.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I am.
I'm concerned because what you told me yesterday about very low turnout for a sign-up. Why do you think that is? You think there's a big sign going on Route 58?
Right. I think it was the rain and the weekday.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping today and tomorrow will be better. It was a nice bunch of kids. Don't get me wrong. Just weren't as many as we thought.
When you get a bunch of kids, they're a nice bunch.
They're always a nice bunch.
Yeah, they're a nice bunch. Yeah, kids are a lot of fun.
They are. They are.
Yeah. Anyway, we are in the arts and crafts room. If we can.
The reason we have these reproductions up is because we gave a survey out to all the middle school kids at the middle high school, 6th through 8th grade, and we asked them. We had a whole list of arts and crafts activities. What kinds of activities would you like to do? We're starting an arts and crafts program. What do you want to do? And the number one thing they wanted to do was painting and drawing.
What? The kids want to do painting?
Correct. They want to do painting, drawing, pen and ink, everything that had to do with some kind of drawing or painting. So we decided our first arts and crafts program would be that. And for
Wait a minute, sir. That kind of speaks well of the intelligence of the kids today,
Of
doesn't
course,
it? When I was a kid, if you asked me that question, I would have said marbles.
Well, that's not an art or craft.
It wasn't my day.
It's a game,
It
but
wasn't my
it's not
day.
an art and craft.
You know, I didn't know Cézanne from Rembrandt.
Well, yep, so we're going to do a little bit of fun stuff here, get them painting and drawing, and for those who would prefer more crafty things rather than the actual fine art stuff, we have painting crafts as well. And we'll take it for as long as they want to do it. It's going to
Okay.
be their program.
You've
so
got a room here that'll seat about, I'm guessing, 20, 25 people?
roughly that, yeah.
What happens if you get 50 people?
We'll have to get more tables and chairs.
Well, that's what I like to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Now, why I'm here, and I was taking a nap when somebody called and said, we got an emergency, would you get out the word that we want the people to come down and vote? So let me repeat.
Not vote.
I'm not
Come to
voting.
YPAC, I know.
I thought this was election day. You have to forgive me. My advancing years are taking its toll.
That's all right. Easy mistake to make.
The people, we want you people to bring your children down here and sign up, right?
Absolutely. Now,
Is
I
there
have
any
to say,
charge? There's no charge.
there is a small charge, but before I get to that, I do want to say that this particular program is limited to 14. But if we have more than that sign up, we'll have to have extra programs. So
Okay.
no one's going to be waiting around for a program, but
Okay.
it may not be on the specific day that this is scheduled. The charge is $30 per member, and the member is a youth between 5th and 8th grade at this point. We'll be expanding that, but we thought we'd start with those grades, 5th through 8th grade.
The $30 is
It's
for
per
the year?
It's for a whole year.
Yeah.
And there's a $90 family membership, regardless of family size,
Okay.
for the year.
But the $30 a year figures out to 60 cents a week.
Right. We have other.
I don't know where you're gonna spend 60 cents and get a value like that any place in the world.
That's true. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with Dick Ward.
Oh, yes, I am.
Mr. Ward is doing a program called Game Room, and that's downstairs below us. He hasn't arrived yet, but the kids are going to actually be constructing their own game room. Whatever it is they want in that room, they're going to be designing it and building it,
Wow.
which sounds very cool to me.
Wow,
Yep.
that sounds very, very cool, yeah.
And then we have a room next to us here that's going to be for any kind of studying resource, tutoring. You just need time to do your homework, questions. There'll be someone.
That's a
leading
question I was
that.
going to ask you. If a kid doesn't want to take part in any of this, can he bring his homework down here and just do
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
his homework?
Absolutely, you bet. And that program actually is doesn't have any extra charge. The only program we're having here that has a small extra fee is the yoga, because of the equipment and
Yeah.
and the instructor needs
Yeah.
to be paid.
That makes sense.
But it's very minimal. I think the charge is $2 extra.
Who's going to oversee this, Sarah?
Well, the board of directors, and we have an executive director, Roger Shores.
I mean, when the kids are here, I know
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be in charge of the artistry, right?
And the arts and crafts room, yes.
Yeah.
mhm.
And are your credentials, you're not a teacher?
I have done some teaching in the
Okay.
past. I've taught 4th grade English and undergraduates, actually, when I was getting my doctorate degree. So I have done some teaching. I did a lot of camp counseling and that sort of thing. But there are 4 real teachers here, if you will.
Dick Ward being one.
He's retired. Roger Shores is our executive director. He's retired. Jackie Perkins is on the board of directors. She's actually an English teacher at Carver High. And Corey Ward is an English teacher at Plymouth South.
And they'll be here.
And well, at varying times,
Yeah,
one or
yeah.
more of them will be here. We've all been quarried,
that's great.
have our background checked, and we're all set.
For your information, Corey is a police check on all the people that are, working with kids, which is a very necessary thing, as you well know. And these people are I know most of them, and where are you going to get a more reliable bunch than that? Anything else,
It's a
Sarah?
good bunch. Well, I hope people come down, and I appreciate your showing up here. This is wonderful.
Oh, listen, that's what we're here. That's what we're all about. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we make our living. That's how my spirit gets filled. When you show up with your kids and you sign up for this incredible course, I think that I've done something great. That's the kind of guy I am. I can't help it. That's the way I take credit for stuff I don't even do. But forget all that. 3 to 6 today, 9 a.m. to 12 noon tomorrow. You can sign up, bring your children with you. If you haven't seen the place, you owe it to yourself to look at it. And remember, this is so important. They're your kids. They're our kids. I don't have any small children except yours. And I'm responsible for your kids.
Yeah, that's the way we all feel, Ken.
Yeah.
They're our children.
When you're an old guy like me and a young girl like this, you feel the responsibility to take care of your kids. So they really aren't all yours. You just get the joy. So bring them down here for me, will you? If you love me, will you bring them down here, sign up for this course? Now, is there going to be another sign up after this, or we don't know that yet, or?
Well, we're sort of playing it by ear. That's a question really for our executive director, but I imagine if we don't have a lot of signups this time, the signups will be open until the classes are filled, the programs are filled.
Yeah, that's, you know, I think I probably told you last year when we had the grand opening here that I opened a youth center in Randall.
Oh, that's right.
When I was a kid, I was a senior in high school. And they had an empty building there for years. And I finally went to whoever owned the building and said, can we have that with rent-free until you rent it?
Right.
And he said, what are you going to do with it? I said, I want to open a youth center because the kids in this town have no place to go, and they want to get together and do things together. And he said, absolutely, take over, but I'm going to be watching you. So I did. I was 17 years old, and I was the head of my own youth center.
That's awesome.
There were no charges. We solicited contributions, and it worked. We had pool tables. We didn't have anything like this. We had pool tables, ping pong tables, checkerboards, that kind of thing. But the big thing I found at that time was that I could sit down with you and do my homework, because you were smarter than me, and you could almost tutor me. And then something that I was pretty good at, you'd take advantage of that.
You can show me, absolutely.
And we had a class of 80 in my senior class, 80, can you imagine it? And we are all today, just like this, those that haven't passed away. We are the girls and the boys, we're just brothers and sisters. And that could happen here. I know it could happen here because when the kids get together, they form an alliance, the whole thing. No cliques, no cliques. Just a nice, happy group. So once again, please, we're facing an emergency situation here. I want you to come down and sign up here at YPAC, the old Benjamin Ellis School, between 3 and 6 o'clock today and 9 a.m. to 12 noon tomorrow. People will be here if you want to ask questions. People like this young lady, maybe Dick Ward will be here. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that there will be somebody here to answer your questions. Do you have anything else to say to the people of Carver?
I do. I want the young people out there to know that this is going to be their place. These programs are going to be their programs. We're not here to, boss them around. This is really their safe place to come after school hours. I also want to remind everyone, too, that we only recently got a lease on the building, so we don't actually own the building. So we are also accepting contributions. Just have to throw that in there. But I really want to emphasize that for the kids. It's going to be, they're going to be their programs.
As long as you said contributions, if I wanted to contribute, how do I do that?
You can write a check to YPAC, Inc., it stands for Young People's Alliance of Carver, and send it to P.O. Box 64, South Carver, 02366. Or you can just drop in person.
Drop it right in here. Will there be somebody here 8 hours a day?
No, Roger Shores is only working for the Board of Directors part-time. So the phone number is 508-465-1399. So but
Slow down. Say that again. A little slower.
508-465-1399.
1399.
And that way you won't waste a trip if he has to go out and isn't here.
Yeah.
And that way you'll know whether he's going to be here and you can
Is
come
there-
at that time.
Is there anybody at the town hall that if somebody wanted to speak to somebody, they could speak to them?
Well,
Somebody.
we're a private organization. I'm sure that if we have announcements that we want to get out, we could give it to the selectman's office and have that disseminated. But I don't think it's not up to them. It's not their responsibility.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
So I
I
think
was
the
just
best-
hoping.
The best choice is to give Roger a shout at 508-465-1399, or, as I said, you can.
You have a website yet?
We do. It's ypacinc@gmail.com.
YPACinc@gmail.com. That should probably tell people a lot. Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Okay. All right. Oh, here comes
Our executive director.
our executive director. He just walked in. This has not been planned, but he just walked in. Could you step over here, young man?
I just left a little while ago.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Would you give the people your name?
Roger Shores.
And you are the executive director here.
That's correct.
And we are here to beg people to come down and sign up for this incredible program.
No, we don't have to beg anybody. They'll come slow but sure.
Yeah, but I don't want it slow. I want them to be sure. I want a lot of people here tomorrow and today.
Nah, we want to go slow and easy to do it right.
You should listen to him. He's the boss.
Is he arguing with me?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, listen, I'm not going to argue with you.
No, it's not an
I-
argument, it's fact.
I think that the people should know that you're signing people up here from 3 to 6 today and 9 till noon tomorrow. You
Well,
don't agree with that?
we've used the electronic media, we've used the schools,
What do you mean the electronic media?
things like Facebook and things like that. Flyers went home at school with all the middle school kids.
You didn't have many people sign up yesterday.
No, I would say it would be expected slowly, especially the first day and during the work hours of the parents. It is what it is. These centers do not, as a rule, start up like immediately fast. Kids get to tell other kids about it, and they kind of network. And from the networking, then you get more kids here. And busing is also a concern, and I'm looking into that with Sorrell, Miss Liz Sorrell, the superintendent of schools, and we're going to work something out of that. But again, we have to see where we stand.
We were only here to urge the people to get down here and sign up, but you don't think that's necessary?
No, I think it's necessary
Okay,
to come
yeah,
down.
all right.
I'm just saying we're not panicking about it.
Oh, I am.
Well,
This thing has been going on too long.
well, no, it takes a long time to set this up properly. When you're dealing with children,
But you're not dealing with children, not yet.
well, in preparation for dealing with children,
Okay.
there's a lot of legalities. Just one simple thing like insurances. And then you have Corey checks that have to be done, and anybody that's over 18 is going to deal with children, and the planning of the programs. And we did that through the schools with surveys. We did 2 surveys, one last spring and one, I guess was about a month ago, to find out what programs they're interested in.
Okay, that's fine. I think I'm looking around here, and it's been a big improvement last time I was here,
Well,
which was at the grand opening, or what do we call it?
we call it the open house.
The open house, yeah. And there's been a lot done since then.
Well-
And I think it's great, but I'm still going to urge the people to get their kids, take them by the hand, and come down here and sign up.
And it does take parents and child to be here. The child has
Oh,
to
that's a good
sign.
point. I'm glad you said that.
The child has to sign as well as the parent.
No, I didn't realize that. Okay. Why is that?
I want the participants in our program to take ownership through a signature.
Sounds like a good idea to me. I didn't realize that. All right. Anything else you'd like to say, Mrs. Hewen?
Ms. Ewens.
Ms. Hewen, I'm sorry.
No, thanks for being here, Ken. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, our pleasure. Anything else?
Thank
you'd
you,
like
and
to
I
say?
appreciate your help over the last year and a half.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing. And that's it. I don't have anything more to say except he's still standing here, but I still urge you to come down here with your children, sign up for these programs. You're not going to regret it. Remember, they're my kids too. I love them too. I want the best for them, and I know you do. So, without further ado, and without a lot of more palaver from me, I'm going to say, like my old friend Red Skelton used to say, goodbye and God bless.